Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's Straight Out of Boston. Today I'm back for episode number 9 of my New York Mets Dynasty series here on Out of the Park Baseball 19. So today we are back in the 2019 National League Division Series. So we ended up winning our division pretty handily. The Braves fell off in the second half despite my prediction that they would actually threaten us with, 90 plus wins, but instead they finished 78 and 84, tied for second with Washington, and both teams finishing 21 games back of our 99 win record. And you can see our run differential was also pretty good, 95 and 67. We finished fourth in runs scored and second in runs against, or no, third in runs against, excuse me. And pretty impressive to finish third in runs against despite the injuries to our pitching. So we did end up getting Steven Matz back. He made 5 starts for us at the end of the year. Didn't really get too stretched out. Never threw more than 82 pitches in a game, but he does have that good stamina rating, and he's definitely going to be a starter in the playoffs for us, especially considering how he pitched last year and just what our options are. Kenley Jansen out for the year with a ruptured tendon, another big hit to our pitching staff. As his struggles, you look at the last 2 years now, he really has not been the same pitcher that he was. And we have him for we'll see if he opts out or not. If he's injured, he might opt in actually. Usually players opt out in this game though. I really wouldn't mind that too much. I'd probably be able to get the qualifying offer on him, but that is a discussion for another day. And Seth Lugo's still out, Robert Selman's still out, and Rafael Montero's still out, of course. So looking at how some of our guys finished out the year, Kelvin Herrera really the only one who never got it going for us, and I'm actually not going to keep him on the postseason roster. Um, and I think I'm going to go with the rotation that Callaway has in mind: DeGrom, Matz, Wheeler, and Triggs. Paxton started out pitching pretty well for us, but um, ended up, sort of going back to how he was doing in Seattle, and Callaway moved into the bullpen at the end of the year, as he did with Justin Dunn. And Dunn actually pitched extremely well out of the bullpen for us in the month of September, going 15 and two-thirds innings in 13 appearances and not allowing a single run, 24 strikeouts to 4 walks. So I'm pretty excited to use him out of the bullpen in the postseason. I think he could be a real weapon for us, especially in the absence of Kenley Jansen. And Cody Anderson is a guy that started in the rotation for much of the year up until around September, and he also excelled out of the bullpen towards the end of the year. 19 appearances. This is also a little bit from the beginning of the year as well, but he spent a majority of the middle part of the season in the bullpen. But 26 and two-thirds innings, 29 strikeouts to 4 walks. Did allow 3 home runs, but low ERA, low WHIP, and I think I'm a little bit more keen on Dunn being like a better bullpen weapon than Anderson, but other than that, we have Nicasio, Callahan, and Mill relief, and then Pazos. He was also pretty up and down with us after we made that trade. And Betances and Todd. Todd is going to be our main guy, the closer probably. I'm going to look to use him multi innings if possible due to his 35 stamina. But yeah, and then Triggs pitched relatively well for us. Once we got him in that trade, Wheeler had a solid season. Matz, like I said, when he got back healthy, pitched effectively, and DeGrom is DeGrom. So I don't really have too many issues or any issue really with how Callaway wants to do the roster. But anyway, we open up one postseason roster spot, and that is going to to go to this screen. It is going to go to Andres Jimenez, and that is because he just continued to hit pretty much all year, even when he was in AAA. He hit, and then very small sample, but in the big leagues, he hit at the end of the year. And Rosario really, he started to hit a little bit better in September. I think if I look at his splits, yeah, you can see he actually last 2 months he was pretty respectable. So I'm gonna look to mix him in as well. But I think those two over Hampson is a pretty easy call. Hampson just is what he is. He's nothing really spectacular to me. And I think, he didn't really hit that well at AAA, and a very small sample, but wasn't hitting well for us in the big league level either. So I definitely see him as a valuable guy moving forward, though. Potentially like a really good bench piece or average to above average starter. But other than that, I don't really think there's anyone I would consider for the roster. David Peterson struggled, but I actually have high hopes for what he could turn out to be. He's already got his potential up to 3 stars, and he's got the good personality rating. And our scouts like him, thinking he could be a solid number 3 or better. And we'll just take a look at the batting stats, how we finished the year. Harper and Conforto with 7 win seasons. Conforto led the NL in home runs with 52. So having these two guys in our lineup aided us big time. Shuang had a pretty good year as well, finishing with a 900 OPS. Betts, solid year out of him, nothing too spectacular, but pretty solid. Gurriel, surprising, almost 4 win season out of him. That was a very nice trade that we made to get him. Dominic Smith ended up finishing with a 119 OPS plus. And then we have Rosario was the other big league regular. And at catcher, I'm actually going to go with Kevin Plawecki over Matt Wieters. So I signed Matt Wieters when d'Arnaud got hurt towards the beginning of August, and he was going to be out 8 weeks. I looked at some catcher trades, but didn't really like anything that I saw, so I just picked up Matt Wieters, who was a free agent at the time, and he really didn't do much for us. But luckily, we got d'Arnaud back. We've gotten completely nothing out of the catching spot on our roster all year long, so I doubt that's going to change. Um, and yeah, so we're taking on St. Louis. This was a pretty crazy end of the regular season. I think there were 3 game 163s. If I go to the wild card, so Boston had a game 163 with New York that they won to clinch the AL East, and then Tampa Bay won a game 163 with Minnesota for the second wild card spot, and St. Louis lost a game 163 with Chicago to be forced into the second wild card where Chicago won the division, and they ended up beating San Diego, it appears. And I'm curious, did New York beat Tampa Bay in the other wild card game? And they did. Tampa Bay beat New York. Um, so pretty cool stuff there. But the St. Louis team, 98 wins, definitely a formidable opponent. This is going to be a tough first round matchup for us. They finished second in runs scored with 856, seventh in runs against, 98 wins, a run differential 95 and 68, so right around where we were at. Um, we were a half game better than them, I guess, but I don't actually know how that math would work out. But anyway, looking at their lineup, some familiar names here: Colton Wong, Matt Carpenter having a big year, much like he is in real life. Zhu Shu, one of the international free agents from last year, who has turned into a very nice corner outfielder, hitting third in their lineup. Marcell Ozuna coming off a good year. Dexter Fowler with a really good year. Carson Kelly giving them good production. As a catcher, DeJong had an okay year, and Luke Voigt, not bad. Their rotation, they have Alex Reyes back and healthy. Dallas Keuchel, who had a very good year, 3.09 ERA. Carlos Martinez, solid. And Michael Wacho's kind of had a down year, but decent rating. So they're definitely a good little team here. Their bullpen, I see a couple decent guys. Colome, this guy whose name I'm not going to pronounce, Gregerson, Shane Green. So definitely a decent little bullpen. Miles Michaelis. But all right, let's get into game one. We've talked enough. It's time to get to what the people came here for, and that is the playoffs. Taking out St. Louis, a matchup of the 2006 NLCS. And I'm not sure if and when these teams have ever faced off otherwise in the postseason. But so the question is, do we go with Ahmed Rosario or Andres Jimenez in game one? They have a lefty on the mound, so I'm going to go with Rosario. I would have considered starting Rosario even against the righty, but against the lefty, I'm definitely going to go with Rosario, and I'm going to change the lineup up a little bit. We'll do Harper and Conforto back to back, and then Gurriel, Shuang, Smith, Rosario, Plawecki. I think I'm fine with that. Plawecki or d'Arnaud? I think I'm actually going to go d'Arnaud. And DeGrom getting the ball in game one against Keuchel. So they probably threw Reyes in the wild card game, but honestly, I'm not really sure who their best pitcher would be out of all these guys. Keuchel had the best year, but I'm not sure if that means he's their best pitcher all around. But anyway, we get a run in the bottom of the first. Someone told me I should do until runners in scoring position on offense as well, and I think I will start doing that. I'll just concede that I'm going to have to split the videos up into 2 parts probably every time, but that's okay. Bryce Harper with the solo home run, putting us up 1-0. And DeGrom giving it right back on an Ozuna home run. And now a 2-out double for Paul DeJong. So 2-2 count for Luke Voigt. And he goes down swinging. So DeGrom working around the 2-out double does give up 1 run. On to the bottom of the second. We can't do anything. Ooh, it looks like a double for Keuchel, or he got into second base somehow. That is nice ranging play. See, like that's a play right there. If I had a lower rated shortstop, a lower rated defensive shortstop, he would not have made that play. That's why I really like this, or at least that's one of the main things I like about this new 3D play-by-play thing they got going this year. Anyway, that is a walk to Carpenter. Not even a bad move necessarily there. He does have to face Shu, who flies one to right, but Harper is there and he makes the play. So 2 outs for Marcell Ozuna, who's behind 0-2. He goes down looking, and DeGrom getting out of another jam there. To the bottom of the third we go. And I did not mean to do that, but that's a leadoff ground out for Travis d'Arnaud. DeGrom up next. Nothing to go in that inning for us. But DeGrom matching Keuchel that time around. Through 4 we are. 4.5 now. No team with a runner in scoring position these last few innings. DeGrom is at 83 pitches, so we're definitely going to have to be careful. This is the 3rd time through the order. But he got through that inning unscathed. 92 pitches. His spot is due up. I'm probably going to pinch hit for him no matter what. So we will get... let's just get Ta up, honestly. I want to use him for 2 innings anyway. It's a good... In the end, all you have to be, when you want to use a guy for 2 innings, you have to be a little bit mindful of where the pitcher is in the lineup. So... inning, then Ta should be able to go 2 innings without his spot coming up, unless we have a big inning, in which case it won't matter. But we are definitely going to pitch hit for DeGrom. And they still have Keuchel in the game, which kind of neutralizes some of our bench options. I'm going to go with Cicchini, the right-handed bat, against the left-handed Keuchel. And he is behind in the count 1-2. Hitting that one softly to the right side, Colton Wong making the play, out number 2. And now Mookie Betts with 2 down. He hits one on the ground. And, ooh, did he beat that? No, I don't think he did. So now we will put Ta in the game. DeGrom done after 92 pitches. We'll see if that decision comes back to bite us. Ta working an easy 1, 2, 3, 7th right there. How many pitches? Only 13. On to the bottom of the 7th. Nothing going there for us. Top 8. I want to be careful with Ta, but he strikes out Keuchel there. His spot due up 5th next inning. Colton Wong up. That's a ground out. 2 outs now for the next man, Matt Carpenter. And Carpenter hitting one to the shortstop. So another 1, 2, 3 inning for Ta. And I'm not even sure what his energy bar was at, but he worked through those 2 innings very easily. Only 22 pitches. We could consider bringing him back out for... I mean, he's already not going to be able to pitch tomorrow, so might as well use him as much as we can today. This is Shuang leading things off. He will fly out to right field. Now Dominic Smith with a full count. I think Keuchel's still in this game. Smith working the walk there off the lefty. That is good. Keuchel remaining in the game for Rosario. That is through into left field for a base hit. So 2 men on for New York with 1 out in this 8th inning. And that will bring to the plate Travis d'Arnaud, who will be followed by Tosp on the lineup. So I better get someone up in the bullpen. And I think we got to go Dylan Betances. He was our 2nd best reliever. Actually, he was probably our best reliever this season, although I definitely have more confidence in Ta. Look at the whip differences. I just think Ta is the better reliever, even if the ERA doesn't reflect it. But I think we got to get Betances up. And d'Arnaud, he will get a chance to hit here. And that could be a double play ball. Oh, no. Yes, it is. And that is going to get St. Louis out of the inning. So we head to the 9th. Still tied at 1, and I'm definitely gonna leave Ta in. See what happens here. The count is 2-1 to Shu. That is a fly ball. Hit pretty well. Betts back, and he's not gonna make the play. Shu will stop at second. And it's a lead-off double. And now Ozuna is coming up. Let's get Betances back up. And tie at 26 pitches, facing Ozuna with a full count. And that's ball four, so 2 men on now. Do I stretch him one more? I think I will. Dexter Fowler goes down swinging. 1 out now. Still at that little yellow bar. I think I could stretch him one more. Carson Kelly, this could be dangerous, though. He's definitely getting tired. That is going to be down in right field for a base hit. The runner holding at third. Surprising to see there. We saw some bad base running last postseason, I remember. And we're seeing more of it here. Betances, I probably should have double switched him into the game, but that's all right. He's got 2 strikes on this man at the dish, Paul DeJong. And that is a big strikeout for out number 2. Now Luke Voigt hitting one on the ground. Rosario throw to second in time, and we escape the bases loaded jam. Very well done by Dylan Betances coming in there with the bases loaded and just 1 out. And he gets out of it without allowing a run. And now I'm going to have to take him out of the game because I did not double switch him. And I'm going to pinch it with probably Justin Bohr, even though it's a lefty. And I'm going to warm up. This is where it gets interesting. I think I'm going to warm up Justin Dunn. I'm going to get him ready for a couple innings here. But let's see. It's Bohr leading off against Keuchel. And he hits it on the ground to the first base side. That will be out number 1 as Luke Voigt handling that play. Now it's Mookie Betts. This has got to be the 4th time through for him. And he is safe at first base, beating out a little swinging bunt play for Mookie Betts. And now they finally take Keuchel out of the game to face a couple of lefties here. Interesting timing on that. I definitely would have taken him out 1 batter sooner. But Betts is on for Bryce Harper with 2 strikes. Harper on the ground. And they go to second. Get the out there, I assume. And Harper reaches at first base, luckily. So still a man on for Michael Conforto, but he's behind in the count 0-2, striking out swinging Tui Velala with the strikeout. And no, that is not an official pronunciation, in case you were wondering. We are going to just put Dunn into the game. And got through that inning very cleanly. Gurriel leading things off in the bottom of the 10th. That is hit pretty well on the ground, but DeJong making the play in the hole. Out, or that was Galvis actually, not DeJong. Galvis into the game defensively now. Schwang is up. He's got a 3-0 count, and he takes ball 4. That's not something he does too often. Now Dominic Smith up next. I'm going to try and steal, make something happen. And he stops. I'll just let Smith hit away now. That's on the ground. Good play by the first baseman. They will get 1, but not both. So Smith is aboard. Although he is very slow, as the game pointed out right there. Rosario now, I'm just going to leave him in. He hits that one to right, but a relatively easy play for Dexter Fowler in right. And that is out number 3, so we head to the 11th. And we are going to let Dunn go if he can get through. Wow. 2 easy innings there for Justin Dunn. Only 19 pitches. Let's see if d'Arnaud reaches base here. If not, might let Dunn hit for himself, honestly. d'Arnaud hitting that one pretty well to right center. But a nice play by Shu playing center field. Surprised they have him in center and Ozuna in right. But I am going to let Justin Dunn hit here. He strikes out looking. And it's not Carson Kelly. It's Mookie Betts up next. Betts hitting one well to deep right center field. And that is, wow, that is a nice catch by Shu. Holy crap, a 45 grade center fielder made that play. Alrighty then. Dunn back for his 3rd inning of work. And he is just having no issue with these guys. 35 pitches. And let's look at the box score. He has allowed 2 hits, no strikeouts, but no walks. And he's got the top of the order due up next, so that's probably it for him. Let's get Pazos up to deal with some of those lefties. But hopefully the game won't even get there because we've got Harper leading things off. And a home run would win it for the Mets. That is hit on the ground, not a home run. He is out at first. Conforto now, the home run king this year in the National League. But he's got to deal with the left-handed Tyler Lyons. Ahead in the count 2-0, however. And that ball is hit high and deep to right, and the Mets are going to win game 1. Michael Conforto, his 53rd home run of the season, and that gives the Mets a 1-0 series lead as they will leave Citi Field victorious here tonight, winning game number 1 over St. Louis in extra innings, a 12-inning affair. And thanks to some spectacular bullpen work, particularly Young Yu Nan-ta, again, non-official pronunciation, and Justin Dunn combining for 5 1/3 scoreless, only 4 hits. And Betances mixed in there with, he probably had the 2 biggest outs of the game, quite honestly. So not fair of me to ignore him. But DeGrom also with a solid start, and 2 runs was all we needed. Conforto and Harper, solo home runs, I think. Harper hit his in the first inning off Keuchel, and Conforto's came in the 12th inning off of Tyler Lyons. So quite the game that was. And we are coming right back for more game 2. And this is where it gets a little bit interesting with our bullpen. Do we want to go with, or not our bullpen, our starting staff. Do we want to go Steven Matz or Triggs or Wheeler? And I do kind of lean towards Matz, although it's not a strong lean one way or another. I think they're all pretty similar in my eyes. But I think I'm going to go with Matz. I think Matz has the highest ceiling, and he is opposed by Michael Wacha, who is not very good. So, yeah, we'll go with Matz. We'll see if it works out for us. I'm going to go with d'Arnaud again at catcher, even though he didn't get a hit. Actually, screw it. I'm going with Plawecki then. And we're going to go similar lineup. I think I will give Jimenez the start. I know Rosario got 1 hit. But I'm going to give Jimenez the start against the right-handed Wacha. And Jimenez is a high on-base guy, so I'm actually going to let him hit leadoff because that makes our lineup a little bit more righty-lefty than it was. And I kind of like having someone ahead of to potentially get on base for Mookie Betts. So, yeah, we're going to see if that works out for us. No, I guess No, I want to hit Harper second, actually. Because, yeah, the third spot, not as important as the second spot. Third spot more often comes up with no one on and 2 outs. So better to have Betts, who's not as good of a hitter as Harper or Conforto, in between these two, than Gurriel, Shuang, Smith. I could even move Shuang up if I wanted to, but I'll keep Gurriel in the 5-hole. So that's going to be our lineup. Steven Matz on the mound against Michael Wacha. That was probably too much lineup talk for half the viewers out there, but that's all right. Steven Matz, how will he do? He had some good starts in the postseason last year. A lot of lefties in this St. Louis lineup, but some righties too. Here is one in Ozuna, flaring one to left. That gets down. Run will not score as Fowler had to wait up and see if that was going to be caught or not. But runners on the corners with 1 out for Tommy Pham, still on the team. That could be a double play ball. The second for 1. They're not going to turn it. No throw from Jimenez. Good hard-nosed slide, according to the game, by Marcell Ozuna, and that makes it 1-0 St. Louis. That is through for a base hit, so 2 more men on for the Cardinals here in inning number 1. Matt's already running into some trouble dealing with Carpenter, and he strikes him out swinging, a big strikeout there to end the top half of the first, but the Cardinals already ahead, and we do not answer, so on to the second we go. 2 more runs across for the Cardinals, and now we're going to get Cody Anderson up in the bullpen. This is not a game where we're going to mess around. Wacha goes down. Now Fowler. Back to the top of the lineup we go. That is down in right field for a base hit. And whoops, I didn't even really want to let him face DeJong there without at least checking on how Anderson was doing. But we get the out for out number 2. Anderson is warming. We'll give... this is tough because it's Ozuna. And I don't want to double switch, obviously. I think I'm just going to go to Anderson right here. Not going to mess around. We've got the right-handed Ozuna at the dish. And Anderson coming into the game. That is a soft grounder. And that will be out number 3. So we limit the damage. They do push across 2 more and make it 3-0. We've got Anderson in the game now. And we'll see if that changes our fortunes at all. Switches up the momentum. Maybe he can get some shutdown innings for us, but we do not score. Now it's Anderson back out there, and he's got a man on second and a full count to Carson Kelly, but that is a strikeout for out number 3, so no more runs for St. Louis, and Anderson's just going to be let. We're going to let him hit here, and wow, I don't think we have a single base runner yet. But at least Anderson's starting to settle into the game, and maybe he can give us, like, he's at 37 pitches, got 4 strikeouts. Waka, 3 scoreless, no walks, and he's faced the minimum, but the first 2 reach now in the bottom of the 4th, so the potential to do some damage here. Betts hitting one to deep left center, and this game is tied. A 3-run home run for Mookie Betts, and that makes it 3-3. He was swinging on 3-0 there. I was a little bit nervous, but that was an absolute shot. 426 feet into left center field, and that ball ends up in the bleachers to tie the ball game at 3. So we get to Waka the second time around, and let's see if we can do some more damage. Nothing that inning, but Anderson now settling into a tie game, facing the heart of this lineup for the second time, and he had no issues there. 50 pitches for him. I'm not sure what his energy is at, but his spot is due up in the lineup, so I think we'll just take him out, honestly. We'll get. I'm tempted to go Jamie Callahan here. We're gonna need some innings out of. Ty could probably go 1, surprisingly. After last night, Betances could definitely go 1, maybe 2, although I don't know if I want to chance that with him. So we'll probably need 1 out of Callahan anyway. And we are going to. I'm gonna assume they're gonna leave Waka in, and go with. Well, if it's 2, I'm gonna wait. I don't want to waste Bohr if it's 2 outs, no one on. But that is a nice base hit for Dominic Smith going against the shift. He had been cold to end off the season, but maybe breaking out of it. Plawecki flying 1 to left. That's going to be out number 1. Now I'm going to go with Justin Bohr in Anderson's spot, who did a phenomenal job stopping the bleeding there in relief of Steven Matz. And Bohr hitting 1 into the shift. That could be 2. Oh, it got dropped. It looked like it was an off-target throw. They had the third baseman, Carpenter, covering second base, although he has some experience playing up the middle, so not a completely unfamiliar play for him. But now Jimenez has a chance with 2 on and 1 out. That is into left center and down for a base hit. We will hold the runner at third. Smith very slow, as I've already said, but a nice hit by Andres Jimenez, who continues to impress in the limited sample. Now Harper with a full count. And that is on the corner for strike 3. He goes down looking. Bad strikeout there for Harper. 2 outs for Betts. That's a ground ball. That's through into left field. And I'm definitely going to hold Bohr against Ozuna's arm with the ball being that shallow. But DeJong, see, Ahmed Rosario makes that play right there. But DeJong, 45 grade shortstop. That was not a very difficult play. An average shortstop makes that play, but he is below average. So you saw the defense come into play right there, but Conforto strikes out. We do take the lead, though. 4 runs in the inning, and it's 4-3 Mets. So we're going to put Jamie Callahan into the game. Anderson gave us 10 outs of scoreless baseball, 6 of which came via the strikeout. And Callahan having no issue there. 22 pitches, though. So we'll get Betances up next. And we do not get anything going there. So Betances, if he comes in now, he's going max 1 inning. I could double switch him in pretty easily, actually. But let's see if Callahan can get maybe 1 more batter. He's dealing with the 9-hole, but it's a pinch hitter. Zushu flying 1 to deep center. Betts going back, and that ball is off the wall. So Shu with a leadoff double. And that could spell trouble for the Mets here. Callahan, I'm giving him 1 more. And that is hit very well to right. If it's fair, it's gone. And I think it went foul. Wow, we got a little lucky there. Let's pitch around Dexter Fowler. Oh, that ball hit well to right center, deep and off the wall again. This game is tied. Fowler going for third, and he's in there. So the go-ahead run 90 feet away with no one out after another well-struck ball off of Jamie Callahan. And we're definitely going to Betances now. So it's Paul DeJong up. Betances in desperate need of a strikeout. He's got 2 strikes on DeJong, who goes down swinging. So that is out number 1 now, Ozuna. I guess I'll pitch around him. And that is strike 3 swinging. Another big strikeout for Dylan Betances. 2 down for Tommy Pham. And Pham goes down swinging. Dylan Betances continues to come up clutch. And I think he's faced 5 guys and has 5 strikeouts now. He is just pitching unbelievably, but I guess, yeah, he got 1 ground ball in last night's game, but still, I mean, those were 3 of the biggest strikeouts, and he's come in 2 huge situations and gotten out of both of them. So, all right, they have 5, 6, 7 due up next. I think I'll get Pazos up, honestly, because he'll get to face Carpenter at least, and I'll pinch it for Betances right here with, I guess, with Ahmed Rosario. See what he can do, leading things off against Luke Gregerson. And he's ahead in the count 3-1. And he works a walk. So the leadoff man is aboard for Andres Jimenez. And Jimenez hitting one to right. That is caught by the right fielder, sliding grab by Dexter Fowler. And the Rosario has kept that second. Another well-struck ball, though, off the bat of Jimenez, who seems like he's definitely seeing the ball pretty well in these playoffs. Tyler Lyons into the game now. He gives up a base hit to Harper. Rosario going for third, and he is in there. Nice little first to third base running by Ahmed Rosario. And that's going to be it for Lyons. So the last 2 batters have been the walk-off home run last night, and that single allowed to the left-handed Harper. Now it's Mookie Betts facing Mark Zepchinski with the full count. He's got to put one in play here. That's a ground ball. No, I don't know what just happened there. Hard grounder, and Voit just takes it to first. Runner stays at third. Harper to second, though. So 2 outs for Conforto. And that ball gets away from the catcher. Here comes the runner. Rosario scores, and the Mets take the lead once again. 5-4 now. And Conforto still a chance. And he strikes out on a pitch outside of the zone there. His 4th strikeout of the day, yeesh. But we take the lead once again. Into the 8th inning we go. Pazos into the game. I'm also going to get Ta warming. And we'll see. Might just leave Pazos in for the first 2 batters. He gets Jorko on the fastball. Now Carpenter behind in the count 3-1. That's ball 4. That was mainly why he was in the game, was to deal with Matt Carpenter. Now it is Carson Kelly. Pazos strikes him out. Looking on an off-speed pitch. Now Luke Voit. And I think I'm going to put Ta into the game now. Not mess around. He could give me 4 outs, I think. Right-handed Voit at the dish. And Ta inducing the slow roller. Voit very slow, but Rosario with no play by the time he gets to that one. And I'm sorry, that was Jimenez. So 2 on now. And it's Schrook up with a 2-0 count. That is going to get down for a base hit, and this game is tied. I think that is Max Schrock? Schrook? I'm not sure. Yes, Max Schrock. With the game-tying single, not who I expected to be beating us tonight. And Ta, not dealing with that situation very well. He surrenders the tying run, although that technically is charged to James Pazos, but still, not a good situation there. We'll see if his spot comes up in this inning. Bottom of the 8th, nothing going there. So I'll leave him in to at least start this next inning. And if we have to bring Nicasio in, I'm definitely double switching. But Ta inducing the ground ball there. That is out number 1. As DeJong grounds out to the third baseman. Now Ozuna up next. He's got a 3-1 count. Ripping one to deep left center field. I think he might have gotten under it too much, though. And Betts making the play on the warning track. Ozuna just missing a go-ahead home run right there. Tommy Pham flying one. This is shallow center. It looks like the second baseman out there, Shuang, making the play. And that is out number 3. So Ty giving us the 4 outs we were looking for from him. And Luca's into the game for St. Louis. Old friend Carlos Rodon. We are going to sit Nicasio for now, since his spot is coming up here. Plawecki leading things off against the left-handed Rodon. And he hits one to center field. Pham will make that play. Now we are going to go with Gavin Cicchini. Come on down. And he will probably not get on base here. Does have a full count. And that is a base hit. I was wrong. He does reach with a single up the middle. And he is aboard with 1 out for Andres Jimenez, facing the lefty with 2 strikes on him. And that is strike number 3. So 2 down for Bryce Harper now, with the man on, hitting it deep left field, and that ball is gone. Another walk-off home run for the New York Mets, who lead the division series 2-0. One night it was Conforto, and the next night it was Bryce Harper going oppo taco. You don't see him do that too often, but he is a strong guy, and he just got that one over the left field wall, 359 feet. Not deep enough to be a home run in very many situations, but it was right there. And what a game. Shout out to Cody Anderson. 6 strikeouts in 3 1/3, only 1 hit. Callahan was pretty good except for the start of that next inning, but Betances, 3 huge outs. And Ta with a gutsy 4 outs right there after throwing like almost 40 pitches the night before. He gives us 23 more, and he's been a big part of 2 wins now that have us up 2-0 on a couple of not extra inning wins, but a couple of walk-off wins in New York, and we lead the series 2-0.